Hi, so my name's Stephanie Toman. This video is going to be covering the weekly revision exercises for week 3 lectures, which I've done previously on other videos. It's going to be looking at questions 5 to 10, which covers the area of pictures and drawn objects in the manual, those sections. Have a quick look as well. There's a little project if you're interested in getting some of those skills honed. And it's create a good PowerPoint design. It also might give you some ideas when it comes to your projects, etc., other projects. So remember, we need the weekly revision work files. We have to make sure we've got the right ones. So we've got our paper here, our weekly revision paper, and we're going to do question 5 onwards. And our weekly revision work files are there ready to use. So I'll show you the project after I've done these questions on the paper, and then it's up to you whether you want to do that as well. Okay, so back to our questions. We've got question 5. Open the Kittens presentation. On slide 1, flip the cat picture horizontally. Apply half reflection, touch and effect, and then apply the chalk sketch artistic effect with 25% transparency. Okay, so we need to open up the Kittens. There's the Kittens PowerPoint. Slow, but it should come. There we go. So there's slide 1. There's the cat, and it wants to flip the cat. So remember, format, we're going to do it properly rather than just turn it over. We're going to flip it horizontally. Okay, good. Then we're going to apply a half reflection, so we can right click format picture. Here's our effects, and there's our reflections, the presets, and we're going to look for a half reflection touching effect. That one, is it? There we go. So half reflection has got to be down here. Make sure we get the right one. Tight, half touching. So definitely half reflection, touching. That's the one. Oh, looks good. Okay, then we're going to apply, and come up here and do this, the chalk effect artistic effects. So we can go here. So we've got none, and then if we go across, you can hover on them and you can see pencil, grayscale. I suppose you could jump to chalk, but it is chalk sketch. That's the one we want. So we can apply that. So, and we need to do, with regard to that, we need to do a transparency of 25. So just over type that, you can type it in and enter, and that takes that transparency to the correct one. So then we've closed using that, and we're going to go to slide 2 for the next question. So on slide 2, question 6, using the format shapes, add a lightning cool freezing effect and a bottom bevel circle effect to the cat bottom of the slide. So this is the cat. We've got our effects here already. So remember the ones that we weren't sure what they were. There's no obvious one: shadow, reflection, glow, soft effects. So I'm going to go in here. And then I've got, let's go for the first one in case I lose my way. So I've got lightning, and I've got cool, chilly. So there's my freezing. So I've got that one. And the other one is a bottom bevel, and it's a circle effect. So that looks a bit, no, it's not that one. Ah, there it is. So circle effect, the cat. Didn't really see much happen to it, but I've applied it, so I'm quite happy. Okay, so back to our questions. On slide 3, rescale the cat picture to 50% of the original height and 55% of the original width. Use the ribbon crop, so we're using the ribbon to crop the picture with a 16:9 landscape ratio, and save the cat picture as image as cat.gif. So remember, in the exam, they're not going to tell you to using the ribbon. They're going to say aspect ratio when it comes to cropping, so just be aware. So make sure we've got our right cat. So we're on slide 3. There's the cat. We've got to rescale it. So going into the format, and there's our size here. So I'd imagine our rescaling is going to be here as well. Okay, so our height is going to be 50 of the original, and our width is going to be 55, the original width. Okay, crop the picture. So using the ribbon, we've got a crop in here, we've got aspect ratio there, and we're looking for 16:9. Well, there it is, it's done. Okay, and then save the picture as, so save as picture, format as a GIF, and it wants it called cat. And in the exam, we would be saving that to our Z drive. Here, I'm going to save it just to my desktop so we can see this thing done and save. Okay. So back to our questions. Let's have a look. Moving on. Question 8. On slide 4, using the colour feature, apply a blue accent colour to dark effect to the 2 kittens on the slide and use the plastic wrap artistic effect on the map image. So first of all, slide 4, and the first one is the little kittens. So we're going to apply colour feature to the kittens, and the colour feature is going to be on the format tab and in here, and we're looking for a blue, and that looks pretty blue. We're looking for a blue accent colour to dark. Wow, that was lucky. That's the one. And then use the plastic wrap artistic effect on the map image. So we click on the map, go into here, and plastic effect. That looks plasticky to me, but oh, there it is, plastic wrap on the, makes quite a difference to that picture, doesn't it, the map image. So back to our question, question 9. So on slide 5, send the map picture to the back, ungroup the map picture and delete the yellow dot from the map, and then display the grid on screen with 0.25 centimeter spacing and enable objects to be snapped to the grid. Move the cat picture to the top right corner and send it to the back of the text. Wow, quite a lot to go in. I might have to come back. Let's have a look and see if we can get started. So the right slide is slide 5. Always good in the exam as well to make sure you're on the right slide before you do everything. So the cat, oh, we've got the map first. Let's have a look at the map first. So send the map to the back. So send to back, okay. And then ungroup the map. Remember grouping and ungroup. Now we can get to the yellow dot. So we click on the yellow dot only, not all of them. Delete that one. And then display the grid. So we've got a display on our grid at the moment. So we've got the grid lines, and we're going to have 0.25 spacing. And enable objects to be snapped to the grid. So display the grid on screen. Take those ones off. Okay, that's good. Right, so the cat now is going to be moved and the top right corner and send it to the back of the text. Now, do we just drag it doesn't say anything about position, does it? If we look at the crop position, it's nothing to do with being cropped. So I'm going to drag it up. I'm going to assume that's what it wants. I'm going to right click and send it to the back of the text like that. I think that's that. That's done. Okay, so back to questions. And on slide 6, position the cat picture at 15.5 centimetres horizontally from the top left corner. That sounds more like a positioning, size and properties. And then 10 centimetres vertically from the top left corner of the slide. Okay, and then it wants us to format it in grayscale, recolor, applied, and apply the light screen artistic effect with 6 grid size settings. Wow, okay. So let's go into the last slide that we're going to do on these questions, number 6. So we're on slide 6, position the cat. So size and properties is probably what we're after. Position, another one, so we're working our way towards it. And it wants it horizontally from the top. So it is from the top, left top, and it wants it at 15.5. Okay, horizontally from the top left, and vertically 10 from top left corner. There we go, I've done that. Then format the picture so that grayscale color, so back to format tab, and grayscale recoloring, grayscale, is that grayscale? Or? Ah, there's grayscale. Been quite lucky today, just finding them, not always like that in the exam. Remember, hover over them to find them if you need to. And then the artistic effect is going to be light screen artist effect. Is that light screen? That's cement. That's light screen. Oh, I see why. Okay. And then, so I'm going to set the grid. Remember, there's different ways of doing it. This way I'm going to use a view, and then in the show group, I'm going to go to the grids in a little launcher, and I'm going to make that 6 per centimetre. Okay. And save file, and that's the last question on that week 3 lecture. Thank you. Before we finish this though, the video, I'm going to go back and we're going to have a little look at the project area. I've done student presentation projects. There's a folder with lots of these in them. This one I'm going to look at, cover designs, relates to this week's lecture. If you go in and have a look, there's one on how to do it and one that's a solution. And then there's worked examples. So it's just different ways of designing your own PowerPoint slides using the same sort of design, but then building in lots of things. And what I've done is there's how to do it here to give you some idea of that. So it's like a guide. Then there's a solution to it. And then also in the project, I put loads of photos that you might want to bring into some of those things. And there's going to be some more projects as well that you could do, Star Wars infographics, animated tags. They're all things that are going to help you to hone in those animation skills. So that's it for now. Have a look at that project area if you want to have a little play around. You've got time, or it might help with creating a presentation for something else on your course.